Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the process of transcription. Transcription, that is messenger RNA synthesis, we can say. And now in this video we will discuss about the basic features of transcription. Okay, so that we can get the basic idea about the process of transcription or messenger RNA synthesis. So what is transcription or messenger RNA synthesis? If we define, we can say the process of making RNA copies from DNA is known as transcription. So basically, by taking DNA as a template, we can synthesize the new molecule of messenger RNA. The cell can synthesize the messenger RNA molecule or RNA molecule, and this process is known as transcription. So during transcription, one strand of DNA of a gene is used as a template to synthesize a complementary strand of RNA, which is also known as RNA transcript. So you can say that here you can see in this image, it is the DNA molecule, which is a double-stranded structure, you all know. Then one strand of DNA, it is used as a template, and by taking this as a template, a new RNA molecule is synthesized, okay, by the cell, and this process is known as transcription. So you can see here, if in the template strand thymine is there, in the RNA molecule adenine will be added by the cell. If adenine is there, then uracil will be added, and likewise the complete RNA chain is synthesized, and it continues until it encounter with the termination codon. Okay, so we will discuss the complete process in coming videos. Here we will discuss the basic features first. Okay, so we can say that RNA synthesis is occur in the cell by the same as DNA synthesis. Means their mechanism is similar type of mechanism are there, which followed by RNA synthesis. But in case of RNA synthesis, only one strand of the DNA is used as a template. Okay, likewise, if you will recall the DNA synthesis or the DNA replication process, where both the strand of the DNA, they are used as a template by the cell to synthesize new DNA molecules. Okay, this one and this one also, but here only this template strand, one strand of the DNA molecule, which is having 3' to 5' orientation, it is showing in the light blue color, it is used as a template. Okay, template strand for the synthesis of new molecule of messenger RNA. So that's why it is known as template strand, and the opposite strand of the DNA, it is known as coding strand or sense strand. Okay, so here whatever the nucleotide are present in the template strand, its opposite strands, means its opposite nucleotides, they are keep attaching by the RNA polymerase, and ultimately a long messenger RNA molecule is formed. And this reaction, we all know that RNA polymerase are the enzymes, those catalyze the formation of this messenger RNA molecule. So these are the main enzymes. So the RNA molecule which will produce, it will be complementary and anti-parallel to the DNA template strand. Okay, except the uracil, which is placed in place of thymine molecule. So because we all know that in case of DNA, 4 nucleotides are there, which are adenine is double bond with thymine and guanine is triple bond with cytosine. But in case of RNA molecule, in place of thymine, uracil molecule is present. So the newly synthesized messenger RNA molecule, it will be complementary to the template strand of the DNA, because it is synthesized by taking this as a base, by taking this strand as a template molecule. So it will be complementary to this one only. Okay, but the difference will be there, that in place of thymine, uracil will be added, because in RNA molecule no thymine molecules are present. Okay, So now we will discuss about the RNA polymerase enzyme first, because we know that this entire process of transcription or RNA synthesis, it is carried out by RNA polymerase enzyme, and which is not a simple enzyme, which is a complex enzyme. By saying that complex, we are we are saying that it is a multimeric protein, because it is not a simple protein, and it is made up of five different we can say five polypeptide molecules, and we can say four different polypeptide molecules, because in E. coli RNA polymerase, we are discussing here the structure of E. coli RNA polymerase or the prokaryotic RNA polymerase, and it has a molecular weight about 4,80,000 Dalton, and it is made up of five different polypeptide, or we can say five different subunits are present. Here we can say that these are the five different subunits which are present, and they together form the RNA polymerase enzyme. Okay, so out of these, two are identical, means these two subunit, alpha subunit, these are identical, and this is beta dash, and this is sigma factor. So together they constitute the complete RNA polymerase enzyme, which is known as holoenzyme. Okay, so complete RNA polymerase enzyme is known as holoenzyme, and it has a composition of alpha to beta dash. So that's why we have said that this enzyme contains four different polypeptides. One is sigma factor, one is beta dash, one is beta, and two molecules, identical molecules of alpha. So that's why four different polypeptides are present, and this assembly is known as tetrameric core or the core enzyme. Okay, if a sigma factor is not there, then it is known as core enzyme. If sigma factor is attached there, it is known as holoenzyme. So holoenzyme is the complete RNA polymerase enzyme, and if sigma factor is released, then this is known as core enzyme or tetrameric core. Tetrameric core because it is now four subunits are there. So what are the functions of different subunits? The function of beta subunit. This beta subunit, it contains the ribonucleotide triphosphate binding site. So basically the upcoming nucleotides, suppose this uracil has come here, and because adenine is there in the template, then opposite to adenine uracil will come here, and it will attach with this adenine. Okay, so this is facilitated by the beta subunit. So this work is of beta subunit. Likewise, the beta dash subunit, it contains the DNA template binding region. So here it is the DNA template, and this entire RNA polymerase, it is a complex. Here RNA polymerase together with this DNA template and together with this newly synthesized messenger RNA molecule, they are bind together, and this is the DNA binding site. It is facilitated by this beta dash subunit. Okay, so DNA template binding region is beta subunit, while the ribonucleotide triphosphate or the upcoming nucleotide binding site is beta subunit of the RNA polymerase. And this sigma factor, it is involved only in the initiation of transcription. So in coming videos we will discuss the entire process in detail, entire process of transcription, which is divided into initiation, elongation and termination. Three parts are there. So sigma factor is only involved in the initiation process. Initiation means start of the transcription process. After that, its sigma factor is released. Only the core enzyme is there, or we can say the tetrameric core is there, which is alpha to beta dash. So initiation, it is controlled by the sigma factor. So sigma factor, the function of sigma factor is to recognize and bind RNA polymerase to the initiation site on the DNA, which is also the promoter region in the DNA. So in the DNA, on the DNA molecule, specific sites are there from which the process of transcription can start. So these specific sites are known as initiation sites or the promoter region on the DNA. So these promoter regions or the initiation sites, they are identified by sigma factor. So the RNA polymerase, it contains sigma factor which identify these regions, the initiation site on the DNA template strand or the promoter region on the DNA strand, and it make binding of RNA polymerase molecule. This is showing in the pink color on the DNA template strand. So this is the structure of the RNA polymerase enzyme and the function of each and every subunit. So here you can see that here it is the beta subunit, it is the beta dash subunit, it is alpha, two identical molecule of alpha, and this is sigma factor. So here you can see without the sigma factor, this is known as core RNA polymerase, and when sigma factor is attached to this, it is known as holo enzyme. So in some cases, this omega factor is also there sometime in the structure of RNA polymerase, but in E. coli, okay, in E. coli, which is a prokaryote, here only 5 subunits are there. This subunit is not there in E. coli. So this is the detailed structure analysis of the RNA polymerase. In our next video, we will discuss about the process of RNA synthesis.